The National Association of Mental Health states that 70% of people fear public speaking, that 60% of people fear death, and that over 30% of people fear spiders. So what if you were here, standing where I am, and you have a poisonous spider come down and bite you, and they take you away to the hospital, and you're sitting in your waiting room, and the doctor says, you're about to die. On your deathbed, do you hold any regrets? Bronnie Ware, in her book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, shares 3 commonly held wishes. Number 1, I wish I had the courage to live a life that was true to me, not the life that others expected of me. Number 2, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. And number 3, I wish I had the courage to allow myself to be happy. In 2009, I sat by my father's deathbed, and I wondered if I would allow myself to live a life true to me. I wondered if I would have the courage to express my feelings and to allow myself to be happy. And to be honest, these were on my list of coulds and woulds. But all I could think about, sitting by my father's bedside, was my list of shoulds. I should do what's best for my family and not let them down. I should be strong and not show any sign of weakness, vulnerability, or tears. And I should be happy to be doing these things and show it with a smile. I see you there. I see these shoulds in your face. I see these woulds in your eyes, and I see these coulds in your body language. What if I cautioned you to eliminate these coulds, woulds, and shoulds before you have a nasty wake-up call? Would you listen? After my father passed away, at my ripe age of 23, I became the breadwinner of my family, a family of 4. I worked long hours as a sales executive for IBM, all while under a spell of depression. And unfortunately, I didn't earn enough. I didn't earn enough to cover all the expenses. And my father, everything he worked for, it disappeared. My family lost the car, lost the house, and went through bankruptcy. They also fell into a pit of depression. And just to top it all off, just when I thought things could not get worse, I was diagnosed with pre-stage cancer. I was terrified. For a moment, fear paralyzed me. I felt in denial. How could this be happening to me? My father was a Superman. He crawled through a sewer tunnel from Mexico to the US to give my family a better life. I was supposed to be Superwoman, and I wasn't. I felt weak. I never saw my father show a sign of weakness, and I was supposed to be strong, but I wasn't. I felt angry I felt angry because on my father's deathbed, my father said to me, "Be happy. Do what you love. Live the life you want to live." And I couldn't. My whole family's life was falling apart, and so was mine. Reality set in, and my doctor said that the only chance I had against these cancer cells was to focus on myself. To focus on my health, my nutrition, my well-being, my source of happiness. How could I do this? I went to my therapist's office and I sat there and I told her about my talk with my doctor. And she said, "Lolita, you want to help your family, right? Well, you have to be alive." It crushed me, and I was very conflicted because honestly, I thought that the focus should be on my family when I was the only one who could provide for them. But I understood that I only could do it if I was alive. So over a year's period, I spent some time doing what the doctor said. And in that time, I faced my greatest fear, looking at myself in the mirror, looking in the eyes of the woman who had failed herself and failed her family. And something happened, though, in that year. I noticed that everything I was going through is actually just human. That I was just human. That I was human like you, like you, like you. A human with limitations, with vulnerabilities, and a spectrum of emotions. And I was lucky. A little bit over a year later, the cancer cells disappeared. But that wasn't the end of the story. And yet, I can tell you that was my wake-up call. And so I'd like to take a moment and ask you, will you take the time to face your fear, to face yourself, before you have a nasty wake-up call? Facing fear, facing myself, brought up 3 questions. Number 1, who are you? Number 2, why are you here? And number 3, what is your purpose in this world? Do you know the answer to any of these questions? I didn't. It took me over 7+ years as a technology consultant and sales executive at IBM and Cisco, and over $40 million in sales, to finally stumble upon the opportunity to serve as the sales executive for Native American tribes in Southern California and start getting some answers. Not ever having worked with Native American tribes, I decided to take a course here in this university entitled Tribal Gaming, Cultural and Political Context, taught by Professor Temet Aguilar, and also chief of the Palma Native American tribe here in Southern California. The class covered the ins and outs of running a country on the reservation level, the politics, the economics, the serving the people, and more specifically, serving the tribe. Now, something really magical happened in this classroom. I realized there was some kindle in my heart that had a spark lit to it in this class. For 6 weeks straight, the words of Chief and Professor Temet Aguilar echoed in my heart. Serving our people is an obligation, an honor, and a privilege. Serving our people is an honor, an obligation, and privilege. I got really excited. That little spark started burning a fire inside of my heart, and I started wondering, who is my tribe and where is my tribe? I really wanted to know. So I went to my office and I tiptoed around to look and see who I saw. And I saw mostly white, middle-aged men. I thought about my customers, and they were all mostly middle-aged men. And then I thought of my mentors, mostly white, middle-aged men. Not exactly my tribe. So I did what most of us would do with any question. I rushed to Google and I started Googling who was my tribe. I Googled and I stumbled upon and I fell in love with #girlboss Sophia Amoruso's entrepreneurial journey. Do you know her story? From rags to riches, eBay to multi-million-dollar empire. Good story. Kept Googling and I came across Beyonce's Girls Run the World YouTube video. That's phenomenal. Kept Googling and I found Malala's video. And I really aligned to it. Standing up for what you believe in the world at any cost. That was powerful stuff. And it finally hit me. The common thread of all of these Google searches was that they were all young women, all female millennials. My tribe, the female millennial tribe. And I realized this was my tribe. And I was the female millennial wanting to be. And it made me smile. Seth Godin says that a tribe is a group of people connected to an idea. That for millions of years, people have been part of one tribe or another. That a group of people need only two things to be a tribe: a shared interest and a way to communicate. And I really felt that these female millennials understood me. The me that wanted to be all of me, and the me that wanted to figure out, why am I here in this world? Why are you here in this world? I recall that in class, Professor Aguilar placed emphasis on the cultural practice of serving, sharing, and strengthening your tribe. So I knew what I was supposed to do next. I knew who my tribe was, and I knew what I was going to do. But how would I do it? I see you. I see the desire in the twinkle of your eye to know who your tribe is. I see you wanting to know what to do when you find your tribe. So how was I going to do this? I found my tribe, realized that I'm going to serve, share, and strengthen my tribe. I sat at Starbucks drinking my soy misto, and I ran my sales philosophy. Number 1, know your customer. Number 2, know their challenges and their goals. And number 3, help your customers address their challenges and achieve their goals. It was scary to think that I was going to go from serving the white middle-aged men tribe to serving the female millennial tribe. But the fire in my heart was burning, and I knew it was the right thing for me to do. So I went for it. A little bit over a year ago, I quit my corporate job as a sales executive. I took my corporate savings and I decided to follow my instinct to serve my tribe via the Female Millennial Show, or for short, the F Show. This is a show that aims to inspire, support, and guide female millennials on their path to doing what they love and living the life they want to live as entrepreneurs. For it, I traveled to 18 countries and met and interviewed 83 women in 5 continents. I also met male millennial entrepreneurs. What was so interesting, if any of you are wondering what it is that I took away from it, was that the millennial tribe has 3 value-centered goals that repeat and repeat and repeat. Number 1, the millennial tribe wants to create value in the world. Number 2, the millennial tribe wants to create wealth. Yeah, they want to make money, but they also want to create emotional wealth. And finally, they want to create change in the world. And they're doing it. They're doing it. It's very exciting. And I want to mention one thing. It didn't matter what socioeconomic class they came from, what their education level was, or their color of skin. This was a constant. And more interestingly, these value-centered goals that I've just shared did something interesting for each of these people. It helped them identify who they were and also define what it means for them to do what they love and live the life that they want to live. And I was really fortunate because in this process I also found the answers to those questions of who am I and why am I here and what is my purpose. I am here to serve, to share, and to strengthen my tribe. And I can stand here and honestly tell you that I do what I love and live the life that I want to live. And none of this would have happened if I had not had the courage to face my greatest fear, facing myself, having the courage to be 100% me, following my heart. So again, it's great to do what you love and live the life that you want to live. And I stand here and I ask, are you? Are you doing what you love? Are you living the life you want to live? And if you are, that is phenomenal. And I want your tips and tricks. But if you're not, I would like to leave you with my humble suggestions on how to get there. Number 1, face your fear. Face yourself, as I did when my father passed away. It's your choice to live a life that's true to you. Number 2, when you go and look at yourself in the mirror, love and accept yourself unconditionally, as I had to when I learned of my cancerous cells. Who you are, where you are, how you feel, and what you think is perfect. And your existence as it is perfect. Number 3, listen to your heart. Pay attention to it and close enough so that you know where that kindle in your heart is. And maybe there's already a little fire that's burning. Don't let it die. Feed it. Because that's where you're going to find what it is that you love to do. Number 4, if by this time you have not found your tribe, please go on Google and find it. And I'll tell you why. Because this thing, whatever it means to do what you love, it's actually your gift to the world. Each of us has a purpose, and the purpose is to give this gift to your tribe. So if you're not giving it to your tribe, then what are you doing, right? But outside of that, your tribe, when you find it, the reason why it's also so compelling to go find it is because they have gifts for you as well. And finally, my last suggestion is to give yourself permission to be happy, to be 100% you, to do what you love, and to live the life that you want to live. Because it's possible to be happy and be fulfilled. I see you being 100% you. I see you with your tribe celebrating you. I see you doing what you love and living the life that you want to live. Do you? Thank you.